bodies time to recover, I think has paid dividends for Kentucky.
And it's good to see Sierra Porter not only back from Missouri, but making her first start of the season. Porter, who retired from basketball, had all sorts of problems with the knee, decided to come back around Christmas time. And here she is in the starting lineup. This is the 5th different lineup for Robin Pingeton this year. Aldridge couldn't get quite the bounce. Porter gets the board.
Well, and that's what Missouri has needed, that size that Sierra Porter brings. Sophie Cunningham on top for 3.
We already told you that she is the best three-point shooter in SEC games this year. Macy Morris for Kentucky is second best. There's Macy with the basketball, but nursing IT issues in her right leg that has affected her knee. She looked fine on that drive.
Well, you talked about that rest time, and Matthew Mitchell has already been really limiting reps in practice, understanding that she's had those knee problems, so she looks full strength tonight.
Roundtree found by Cunningham, and it rims out. Cunningham leading her team in scoring, assists, minutes, steals, threes, free throw attempts. Taylor Murray, just a little bit too strong on that 3 attempt. And we're going to see a lot of three-point attempts put up tonight. Kentucky's the best three-point shooting team in the league this year. Here's one that is just short by Kiki McKinney, whose 3 sealed the win against LSU a week ago today.
The matchup I'm interested in, Pam, is Ryan Howard, the freshman, going against the senior of Sophie Cunningham.
Aldridge with the ball, the point guard, transferred from Kansas in law school. And then the drive and a blocking foul on Tatiana Wyatt, who tried to draw the charge.
That's what Robin Pingeton likes to see from Roundtree, because Jordan Roundtree has the ability to slash and attack the basket. Some say she's the most athletic player for the Missouri Tigers, so when that outside shot's not falling, you have the option of somebody to drive to the basket.
Jordan Roundtree, an 84% shooter at the line, misses the first one. You talked about Robin Pingeton, one of the most respected coaches, wouldn't you say, in the game?
Oh, absolutely so. She does everything the right way. Her players love her. She has created a family atmosphere. When she first got to Missouri, majority of her team was made up of people that were literally her family.
Yes. Including Sierra Porter, who is her niece. Porter on Wyatt. Put it up left-handed, no good. Wyatt got her own rebound. Shot clock did not reset. And Macy Morris almost lost it, being hounded by Roundtree. Wyatt missed everything, but another chance. Shot clock winding down. Kentucky got actually 3 shots off in that trip, but couldn't get one to fall. And now some pressure from Kentucky.
Well, Kentucky bringing the full court pressure. You know, when Matthew first got to Kentucky, he brought 40 minutes of dread, and it was built on this in-your-face full court pressure. In the last couple of years, because he was down in numbers, he had to kind of back off of that. Now he's reintroducing it. He said resurrecting the 40 minutes of dread this season. So that's still a work in progress.
It was a couple of seasons ago, actually almost 3 seasons ago, there were some transfers. And that time it's Lauren Aldridge's turn. She is in law school and is hitting 43% from long distance, actually hitting better from 3 than from 2 this year. And Missouri's out to a quick 7-2 lead.
Missouri in this man-to-man defense, they'll let you catch it, but they're going to always be in good position to defend you. And that forced Kentucky into another turnover, that time for traveling.
And Howard called for steps. Ryan Howard has yet to get a shot off tonight for Kentucky. She is right behind Morris, averaging just under 17 points per game for this Wildcat ball club. Cunningham guarded by Howard. That was a bit of a concern for Matthew Mitchell, how the freshman would handle the senior in Cunningham.
Well, I've already seen Ryan Howard kind of shoot the gap and go behind screens. Sophie Cunningham will make you pay.
She's so smart is Cunningham that you have to wonder if She might be able to just outfox Howard. Howard misses her first shot. Missouri is a team that runs a motion offense, some variations off of it. Amber Smith right now quickly gets it in. Good passes. Aldridge, a little bit too strong that time, and Wyatt was able to get inside of Porter for the rebound. Howard got some space. And then a foul drawn inside. They're going to get Sierra Porter for her first foul. And Sierra making her first start of this season. Michael Porter's sister was actually out in Denver working for him, working out with him when she decided she felt good enough to come back and see if she had any eligibility left.
Well, I asked her, I said, what did he say when you mentioned you wanted to play back? And she talked about how excited he was for her, that she had the notion to want to get back and play at Missouri and finish up her career there.
Called Coach Pinchton, texted her actually right before Christmas time, and Coach Pinchton right away looked to see if she had any eligibility left. She did indeed have one season left. The question was, would she come back next year or finish out this season? And I think a wise decision to finish out this season. That knee is bulky, you never know. And also she gets to finish her career with Sophie Cunningham, with whom she played all the way through high school.
8 years they had played together. So Sophie said that Coach Pinchton had talked to her about the possibility of having a 6'3" player come in. And Sophie's like, we need the size, bring her. And then when she found out it was Sierra, she was like, oh yeah, we got to make this happen. We have to get this done.
At first, one of the questions Sophie asked was, what about the chemistry? Will we be all right with this player coming in? And Sierra Porter, of course, she was elated.
You see her face light up every time she talks about how happy she is that she gets to finish her senior season with Porter.
Some early foul trouble for Kentucky. Tatiana Wyatt has just committed her second foul, so she has been subbed out. There's Porter. Got bottled up, almost threw it away. Aldridge able to hang on. Cunningham wants the ball because there's a mismatch there with Roper trying to defend her.
But you see, Sophie Cunningham is so smart on the floor, and she was talking about make the extra pass to the wing before you try to force the ball inside.
Missouri's been stuck on 7 points for a while as we close in on the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. Taylor Murray with the ball in her hands. Kentucky's missed its last 6 shots from the floor. And then a forced pass that is taken away. And Missouri makes them pay for the turnover.
Good decision by Roundtree. Instead of going up for a finesse layup, she planted, going strong off 2 feet, just in case the Kentucky player was going to come in and try to take a foul.
Tahan got things going with the steal on the other end of the floor. Number 34 from Missouri, and there's a nice look and a buried shot by Kiki McKinney.
I had a chance to watch Kiki McKinney play in high school. She's from Knoxville, Tennessee, and has really expanded her game. She's not a true 4. She's more of that stretch post, and Matthew Mitchell has encouraged her to take more of those outside face-up shots.
It's a Fulton High School in the Knoxville area. Shot clock at 10 as Aldridge resets. High screen from Porter, mismatch, and McKinney put her hands on Aldridge to pick up her first foul. Timeout on the floor. Missouri up 9-6. Jordan Roundtree
just said, nope, that's it. But that's not the kind of person that Pat was, and she has really helped so many to flourish in this coaching profession.
Changed his life, as he said. Nia Butts and Kyra Elzy, both who played for Pat, are assistants on Matthew Mitchell's staff, and they are wearing Weback Pat sneakers that will be auctioned off for the charity. In for Missouri, there is a foul on Tahan.
For the Tigers, number 23.
Kira Levy, number 2, has checked in for Missouri. She's a freshman from Baxter, Tennessee, and she gave them some great minutes in the loss to South Carolina. 12 points, hit all of her threes, and she has shown some great promise as a freshman.
Well, she's one of these players that enjoys playing the game. You can see she plays with so much emotion and has so much fun.
Cunningham waits for some support. Gets it over to Hannah Schutz, who had been starting for Porter, coming off the bench now. Schutz, a redshirt junior from Tallahassee. Amber Smith trying to get her offensive game going. Amber has yet to score, second leading scorer on this team this year behind Cunningham. In fact, that was the first shot that Smith has taken, coming off a 16-point effort at South Carolina.
It's what's been so difficult for Kentucky and Ryan Howard. Any ball screens that are set for her, all of Missouri's players are about the same size, that medium-sized height, so they can just switch, and she's not able to find those openings.
Kentucky shooting just over 22%. Cunningham has taken 2 shots, both of them threes, and she's hit them both. Missouri doubling up Kentucky right now at 12-6.
Matthew Mitchell said this game is going to come down to which team could make shots. And right now, that's Missouri.
Taylor Murray on the bench for Kentucky. Blair Green, number 5, a freshman, is in. Ryan Howard has been quiet. She has missed all 3 of her shots now. Here's Levy, we talked about, the freshman. Cunningham, looked like it might have been tipped. Nope, it was just a good old-fashioned air ball. As it goes over to the Wildcats.
You watch Cunningham, how smart she is in reading the screen. Ryan Howard gets behind the screen, and Sophie pops right back out to be wide open in the corner.
We were able to go to shoot-around today, and Sophie I wouldn't say it's a democratic shoot-around, but Robin Pinchton takes input, and Sophie was talking quite a bit, particularly about what Taylor Murray does when she has the ball. So she's very, very basketball savvy.
Well, Robin Pinchton talks about she only has so many timeouts, so it's nice to have the voice of Sophie Cunningham. That's an extension of Robin Pinchton, like a coach on the floor.
Nice move and a finish for Ogechi Anyagalibo. Transfer from Stony Brook, who did not play last year after hurting her knee. She's got that big old brace on the left knee. Nice look. Schutz, for some reason, hesitated. She needed to go right up. Morris and Murray, the starting backcourt, back on the floor for Kentucky. Anyagalibo tried to make it 2 in a row, could not quite finish it. And Ryan Howard has just committed her first personal foul. Freshman from Cleveland, Tennessee. Chattanooga, really her hometown. Her mom played in Florida, and her mother actually played against you when you were at Vanderbilt.
Yeah. Evan Crane, the sports information director, texts Ryan's mom to find out if she's going to be at the game today, and she was to remind me that she did play at Florida when we played against each other. I was a senior, and she was a freshman. I think she was pointing out that I am older.
Yes, always good to do that. And her mother coached Ryan all the way up until high school, and that's a travel on Levy.
Matthew Mitchell's turning up the defense for Kentucky. Instead of trapping in the full court, he's really trying to cause the freshman point guard, Levy, some problems and trapping her as soon as she comes across half court.
Approaching 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Howard has not scored. Hands it over to Morris. Good screen. Macy got a good look, but couldn't get it to fall. But Green, freshman from Harlan County, Kentucky, is able to clean it up and make it a 2-point game. Kentucky's only shooting 27% from the floor, but here they are down 2, and now Levy and company can take the last shot. Good crossover, then behind the back, but then lost her footing. What can Murray do? Kentucky did not shoot well, but still they're only down a bucket after 1 quarter of play. Sophie Cunningham with half of Missouri's 12.
There. First, he was doing a little politicking, I believe.
Yes.
Kissing up to the officials.
Yeah, Frank Steratore, who is official here, also is a college football official, and he did work the national championship game between Clemson and Alabama.
Right, and then he was consoling really his freshman who showed some frustration, not able to get as many scoring opportunities as she would like, and getting the ball to fall, and just said, listen, stay patient, let the game come to you, and don't drop your head.
Howard did not score in the first quarter, missed all 4 of her shots, and a 3-second violation, another turnover for Kentucky. That is their 4th of the night. Kentucky in that first quarter shot just 27%, 40% for Missouri, including hitting 43% of their threes. Aldridge gets it over to Amber Smith, who did not score for Missouri in that first quarter.
Cunningham has a smaller Taylor Murray on her. Look at her work and post down low.
Well, Smith decides to take it by herself. That's a relatively wild shot. Well, yeah, the better option would have been to get it into Cunningham, who has had a height advantage on a couple of occasions tonight, and they have not been able to post her up yet, or at least get it to her while she's posted up. Ryan Howard still can't get one to fall. Rebound for Porter.
It's getting closer. The ball's getting kind of in the cylinder and bouncing out. So you'll eventually get her offense going.
Sarah Porter starting for the first time this season. Played 7 minutes in the first quarter. All the way across court for Cunningham. That one just a little bit too strong. Rebound run down by Sierra Porter on a fresh 30. Roundtree off the mark. Howard couldn't come up with it, so Amber Smith pounced on it. Extra opportunities for this Missouri team that leads the SEC in both field goal percentage and three-point percentage in SEC play this season. Also first in assists in SEC games. Cunningham directing traffic. Catches, shoots, scores. So dangerous.
What's so impressive about Missouri is even when they get late in the shot clock, there's no panic. No rush, no everybody running around. They just stay within executing their offense.
Morris drives the lane, and another giveaway. Murray almost got it back. But this Kentucky offense is having trouble getting started this evening. They've got 7 turnovers. And this is this Kentucky team that back on January 10th just came out of the gates and blitzed Tennessee in the first quarter. They hung on to win in Knoxville. They followed that up with a loss to Ole Miss and then one at LSU, but neither of those games are they full strength.
The Kentucky defense is built on forcing turnovers. They force 24 a game and turn a lot of those into points.
This Kentucky team is 3rd in the nation in turnover margin, 1st in the SEC, but having trouble in that department so far this evening. 11 seconds to shoot for the Tigers. Aldridge missed everything. Here's Howard in the open floor, the 6'2" freshman, who can bring it up and pretty much do everything herself. It's kicked by Cunningham. Ball stays with the Cats.
You know, with Ryan Howard trying to attack the basket, there are a lot of Kentucky players in the lane. Spacing has not been ideal for Ryan Howard to drive to the basket.
Now out on the perimeter being guarded by Cunningham. Morris saw a lane and couldn't get it to go, but the offensive putback. Anya Galibo had a really good chance and missed that opportunity to follow. Cunningham and Howard checking each other this evening, both of them on the mid-season list for the John Wooden National Player of the Year award. Cunningham all alone. Aldridge finds her, and Sophie was a little bit too strong on that shot. Howard hits the deck, foul against Missouri. And they're going to get Cunningham for her first personal foul. And a chance to talk to Cunningham, who rather infamously is known as being a player who some people have called dirty, others have called just heady, and she talked about how she's not too thrilled with that moniker, but she has kind of let it go.
Yeah, she even thought about it and, you know, thought, well, is it something I'm doing? But then she said, that's who I am, and it's not that she's dirty. She said she's had to fight for everything she's ever gotten. And in reading some of the articles that were on her website, too, and looking at how good she was, she always played up. So she was playing with older players, and she had to play aggressive and tough, so that's just built into who she is.
Another turnover. Sophie says that she does play physically, and she says she also can be annoying on the floor. But that's one of her strengths, and she is, you're a former coach. Wouldn't you love to have a player like her on your team, but hate to play against her?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would take a million Sophie Cunninghams all day long.
No one in the SEC who is still playing now has scored more points than Cunningham, who was from Columbia, could have gone pretty much anywhere in the country, but decided to stay home and play at Missouri, where pretty much everybody in her family went, and were student athletes as well.
Well, you're looking at herself, her dad, her mom, her aunt, her grandfather, her sister played.
Yeah, Lindsay, she played with her. That was an extra step. It was not called, but Tahan took an extra step, but Karma gives it to Kentucky. And Macy Morris, her second basket of the night, the senior from Pineville, Kentucky, who came in and would just kind of hang around the three-point line, and boy, she transformed her game.
Well, you just saw that little floater she's added to her game. She's got a nice mid-range. She's really diversified her offensive repertoire.
Passing around the horn for Missouri, and there you see some of the quickness for Jordan Roundtree, who is making her 10th straight start tonight. They are 7-2 with her in the starting lineup. Had 0 starts her first 2 years at Missouri. Got the lead back up to 5. Shot clock winding down. 3 a little bit too strong. It's tipped, and Roper gives him a fresh clock. Macy Morris looks over to Matthew Mitchell to get a play call.
But did you see the difference when Kentucky's shot clock was running down, taking a rush shot, where Missouri's always composed? That's a nice take by Taylor Murray. Man, she's got a quick first step.
Did not play in their last game against LSU. Bruised her knee. Remember, in the first half at Tennessee, did not play in the second half, and they won anyway. And Ryan Howard fouled out of that game.
Macy Morris was in foul trouble as well.
And they still were able to hang on and beat Tennessee by 2 after building a big lead in the first quarter. Tennessee mired in a losing streak, and all they have to do is play Notre Dame tonight.
That's going to be a good one.
Shot clock at 4 and a foul committed. By McKinney.
The 2 seniors for Kentucky. Who was the other player that she's ever played with that would be as physical as Sophie Cunningham? And she talked about Anrielle Howard that plays for Mississippi State.
Howard having a terrific year after starting her career at Texas A&M. Mississippi State still unbeaten in the SEC. And boy, how heartbreaking that Chloe Bibby blew her knee.
Oh, I was sick when I heard that.
Having such a terrific year. And there's Cunningham with the big advantage, and they're going to get Roper for a foul as Cunningham was trying to post up. Roper, who's listed at 5'6", Sophie at 6'1".
Well, Sophie's gotten a lot of experience of posting up any size player, but when she has a smaller player on her, she's smart enough to use her body to gain the advantage.
Bessie Dickerson, Karen Prado, along with Frank Serratore tonight, and Sophie makes a pay again.
I have seen Sophie Cunningham play in so many different ways. When Missouri played against Florida, she only had 5 shot attempts. Then you have games like she's having tonight where she's more offensive-minded of shooting the basketball. She is not a selfish player. She is a smart player, and she really does what it is that her team needs her to do.
Lauren Aldridge just called for the foul, her first for Missouri. Murray thought about it, gave it up instead, and that's a wide right by Blair Green. I asked Robin Pingeton today if she thought maybe that sometimes Sophie was maybe a little bit too passive or deferential.
Yeah, sometimes Robin Pingeton wants her to be a little more selfish.
Yeah. But Sophie does not. One of the things is that shot falls for Tahan. One of the concepts of this offense of Missouri is to find the best shot.
You've got to have patience, and you've got to understand spacing, and you've got to be willing to get the best shot. It may not be your shot. Like you said, spread the ball around, and you've got to make reads.
Cunningham's your best player, though.
Well, but you know what you like about Sophie Cunningham? She studies the game. You can't run a motion offense just because you step on the court and your coach says you're going to run motion. You have to understand the game, and that's what the majority of the Missouri players do.
Tahan called for a second foul. Coach Pingeton, in her 9th year at Missouri, overall she has 497 wins. Coached at Illinois State and St. Ambrose, her alma mater, before coming to Columbia. Macy Morris, miss. One thing Kentucky has done well is rebound the ball, but they couldn't hang on to that possession. They have 6 more rebounds than Mizzou right now. Levy back in the game. Freshman has not scored yet. Cunningham.
Roper is really battling with Cunningham. Nice pass.
But Aldridge could not hang on. So Ryan Howard back into the game right now for Kentucky, averaging 17 points, 7 rebounds. She's got 0 points on 5 shots tonight. What a matchup, the freshman and the senior.
Look how Sophie Cunningham is really trying to force Ryan Howard to go left.
And there's going to be a foul on Levy for guarding too closely. That is the first on Akira, who originally committed to go to Western Kentucky, but then the coaching change, and she ended up at Missouri.
Yeah, Michelle Clark-Hurd got the job at Cincinnati, and then Akira opened up her recruiting, and once she came to Missouri, really fell in love with Coach Pingeton and the family atmosphere that is at Missouri.
She also said that it wouldn't be too bad to play with Sophie Cunningham.
Who wouldn't want to play with? And can you believe that Sophie Cunningham has always been, she's been an All-American honorable mention.
Jada Roper hitting the 3. And the crowd coming alive at Memorial. Amber Smith just committed a foul. Amber Smith has not scored for Missouri. 5 team fouls, so Ryan Howard trying to get into the score sheet for the first time tonight with her first free throw attempt. 75% on the season, but missed her first one. One out of 2, Howard finally gets a point. 3-point game. Porter back in the game, looking for some help. Howard guarding Cunningham. Sophie steps back. Nothing doing, but a good rebound by Roundtree as we hit a minute to go in the half. Levy to Aldridge. Porter being checked hard by Green under the basket. Finally gets it. And a 3-second violation. Good defense by Kentucky. Porter trying to work her way back. And Coach Pinchton said that the biggest difference is that Porter doesn't have the upper body strength that she had before she sat out, or before she retired from the game, excuse me, and was subsequently unretired. But game shape is a totally different thing, right, than just shooting and cutting with your brother, Michael?
Well, Sophie Cunningham said that really her conditioning wasn't perfect, but she still was under pretty good condition because she was out in Denver. And, you know, the elevation out there keeps you in somewhat kind of condition.
Roper almost buried her second straight three, which would have tied the game. So the shot clock is off. And the freshman Levy brings it up.
We've got a really good shooter in Haley Troop that's over here on the right-hand side.
Cunningham trying to draw a foul, no doubt. Roper ends the first half. A nice comeback by Kentucky. They trailed this entire game. Sophie Cunningham with 11 of Missouri's 21 points.
Missouri's players have always had one foot in the paint, and they're taking away the drive. You know, one thing that you and I talked about over halftime is Ryan Howard looking to post up Sophie Cunningham, put her back to the basket, get some baskets that way, or get to the free throw line.
Yeah, and that's another thing that a lot of teams try to do as well, is try to get Sophie Cunningham in foul trouble. She only had one personal foul in the first half. Sophie, the only player on either team in double figures. Sierra Porter made her first start of the season tonight, coming back after retiring because of a bad knee. Taylor Murray is a thief. She leads the SEC in steals, and that one cuts the lead to 1. Missouri has led by as many as 7 in the first half. Kentucky has not led in this game.
You look with Taylor Murray on Lauren Aldridge. It's been Sophie Cunningham who's bringing the ball down the floor.
And now McKinney is guarding Cunningham. Howard over on Aldridge. Shot clock into single digits. Sophie had success from the three-point line, hitting 3 of 6 in the first half, and she was just fouled by Kiki McKinney, who picked up her third for UK. And that means she will exit stage right, and that brings in the freshman Blair Green.
South Carolina did a good job of defending Sophie Cunningham by mixing up who was defending her. You kind of have to play Sophie Cunningham like in the pros they play Diana Taurasi. You can't put the same person on her, because once she figures out what you're trying to do, she can pick you apart. Cunningham can do the same thing.
Murray 2 in a row. First time tonight, Kentucky has led. Cunningham bringing the ball up, and they played South Carolina. That's what South Carolina did. They used different people on Sophie and changed things up.
And different sizes, sometimes guard, sometimes a bigger post player, but really mixing things up. So now you've got the Tatiana Wyatt on her, a bigger player to really take away some of the vision for the perimeter shot.
Shot clock is dying. Porter has to shoot, missed everything. They play on. Murray nails it. Taylor Murray owns the third quarter. $18 points in the first 20 minutes of this game, their lowest scoring half of the season.
That's what you need from your leader, your senior leader. When your team is struggling to score offensively, you step up and make things happen. The first 2 of those 6 was off a steal, going in transition, and then pushing the pace for Kentucky. That's when Taylor Murray is at her best.
Kentucky did not lead at all in the first half. Trying to get it in, and there's a blocked shot by Wyatt. Sierra Porter out of the game, Levy back in. Macy Morris left it a little bit short, and here's Roundtree off to the races. Her layup is good. Roundtree showing some skill. Her dad, Bill, played at Missouri in the mid-'80s.
Well, Roundtree played ran track in high school.
You could kind of tell there, couldn't you?
Yeah, she could have been a triple jumper the way she was striding out.
Ball goes back over to the Tigers. Missouri coming in 4-2 on the season. Kentucky at 3-2 in SEC standings. Levy fortunate that that wasn't picked by Murray. Murray did tip it out of bounds, and it stays with the Tigers. 21 seconds to shoot.
See Robin Pingeton talking to Akira Levy, and it was really a great compliment because Coach Pingeton said Akira Levy reminds her of Sophie Cunningham as a freshman. And she's this player that is a young player at Missouri. She's got to learn attention to detail. She plays with a lot of passion, but that discipline and detail is something that will come.
Cunningham driving on Morris. And now bottled up. Tahan got into trouble and couldn't get herself out of it. And she decided not to shoot right away in the lane. Murray, the senior from Odenton, Maryland, gets it over to Wyatt, who's fouled by Cunningham. 2 on Sophie.
Murray is making all this happen by staying aggressive and pushing pace.
And that will send Wyatt to the free throw line. She's not awesome at free throw shooting, 53%. Hit the first one, nothing but net. Saturday on the SEC Network, the 16th-ranked Auburn Tigers take on number 22 Mississippi State at the Hump in Starkville. Also live on the ESPN app. Quality men's basketball coming your way on Saturday. Wyatt, 1 out of 2. And Howard was able to out-hustle Cunningham. It's off of Sophie, so Kentucky hangs on to the ball.
In the SEC, you're going to have a dogfight night in and night out. You've got to make free throws and layups.
Murray continuing to be aggressive. I wonder what was said in that locker room at halftime. She's got 8 points in this quarter. Murray along with Macy Morris, the 4-year seniors who stuck through some thin times here with their program in Lexington. Matthew Mitchell eternally grateful for that. Cunningham a little ball fake, got by Howard, and then got blocked from behind by Morris. But the official on the other side, Jesse Dickerson, said Macy fouled her.
It was a late whistle, but the foul happened. A lot of times officials will watch the play, take a breath to make sure, process what you saw, and then make the call. I think that's a good call.
Cunningham, the best free throw shooter on this team, 9th in the SEC at 77%. It's her first point of the second half. In a game against Arkansas earlier this year, Sophie went 16 for 18 from the line.
And she's pretty much automatic from the free throw line.
It's a both.
Have you asked what do you think was discussed in the locker room at halftime for Kentucky? I think Matthew Mitchell may have addressed Taylor Murray and said, you're being passive. You're playing hurt. Either you're going to play or sit. But it's out.
And she is playing and hitting buckets. Murray again bruising her knee in that win against Tennessee. Ryan Howard cleared to play full contact yesterday after concussion-like symptoms kept her out of the game against LSU. Backdoor cut for Cunningham, and she couldn't hang on to it. And Sophie shows some soccer skill.
Well, she did play soccer as a youngster. That's really the first sport that she played was soccer.
Soccer's good. You see a lot of basketball players, and it really helped with their footwork as they come along. Again, Cunningham coming from a very athletic family. Macy found some space. Oh, just wouldn't go down, and Howard able to take it away from Cunningham. Ryan Howard stuck on 1 point, has not taken a shot in the first 5 minutes of this quarter.
But you look at her body language. She doesn't have a lot of confidence on the offensive end of the floor.
She's kind of hanging out at the three-point line. Meanwhile, Murray is taking over this game, drawing a foul. Roundtree picks it up. Her first. Taylor Murray. 7. And now Murray can add to the lead at the line, where she is an excellent free throw shooter at 90%.
The problem for Missouri is you have Aldridge guarding Murray. Murray wins that foot race every time. She's just got such... There are not too many teams in the SEC that can defend Murray off the bounce. And now that she's added that jump shot as well, Aldridge doesn't know how to guard her.
Best free throw shooter in the SEC hits both, and it extends the lead to 6 points. Roundtree bringing it up now against Roper. Macy Morris getting a break on the bench right now for the Wildcats. And it was just plumb taken away by Blair Green. The freshman forcing the turnover. Green. And then it's taken right back. Amber Smith, we haven't talked about her. She hasn't scored. Tried to go spinorama, and Murray took it away. Green, in and out. Green, in and in. What a turnaround in this third quarter. Timeout taken. As Kentucky has really gone into another gear in this Tide. Coach Mitchell also told us that more this year, it's not so much a scouting report defense as we're just coming out and we're going to get you. And you know, it helps when you shoot better too.
That definitely helps when you see the ball go in the basket. But one thing Missouri might want to look at is go a little zone while Macy Morris is on the bench.
And that's an offensive foul on Cunningham. She has picked up a couple in this quarter. And now a technical foul has been called. Robin Pinchton on the floor. Went almost to midcourt.
Robin's asking what for because she was still in her coaching box.
So Pinchton picks up the technical foul, and Sophie gets her coach. Murray right back at the free throw line.
Last season, Robin Pinchton got a technical foul when Missouri played Mississippi State. After that game, it was Sophie Cunningham that encouraged all of her teammates to write notes to Coach Pinchton and tell her how much they meant to her, that she means to them, because Coach Pinchton felt so bad about it. And then Sophie brought a little gift basket. She had Diet Coke and candy for her head coach.
See how they respond. Kentucky can get this lead to double digits. Murray has been electric in this quarter. Aldridge late getting out on her. Ball out of bounds, and it belongs to Missouri. The first shot that Murray has missed in this quarter. Hit her first 5, and then Murray is called for the foul on Aldridge. It's a second on Taylor. Full court pressure now. Aldridge bringing it up, being hounded by Murray. Smith with the good screen. Shoots. Not a huge offensive threat. Gets it back to Cunningham. Sophie has not hit a field goal in this quarter. picked up her dribble, had a little space, and wasn't aware of it, but that's a good choice. Jordan Chavis hits the three. To get the lead back to 6. Cunningham guarding Howard. Roper, a little bit too strong off the back iron. Amber Smith, 0 for 3 with 4 turnovers, has yet to score for Missouri, and then she's called for running into Roper. Second on Smith, who gets an explanation.
Amber Smith was not set when she set that screen as Roper defensively was trying to come through it.
Morris back in the game for the Cats. Quickly gets doubled and is still able to get rid of it. Howard has not scored a field goal. Ryan Howard, who has been so brilliant pretty much all season long. Matthew Mitchell wired for sound tonight.
Your intensity is amazing right now. You got to stay with it. Stay with it. Just stick with it. Don't get sloppy now. Get real tough here. Show some grit. Play some defense. You got it. Let's go.
Matthew Mitchell is using words like we talked about that were on their coaches' shirts that they wear every day in practice. It wasn't just because it's game day. They wear that every single day.
Cunningham stepped on the baseline. And we asked Coach Mitchell at shoot-around earlier today what they had to do. He said, we just have to play harder than Missouri because they play so hard, they're tough. And it didn't work out so well in the first half, but it's been a different story here in the third quarter.
And he said they have to make shots. When they were struggling from the perimeter, what did Taylor Murray do? Step up and really do it starting out attacking the basket.
They have 16 points in this quarter after an 18-point first half. Now they have matched that. Wyatt giving them their 17th and 18th points of the quarter. Cunningham has been shut down so far in the second half. Taylor took it away. 2-on-2. Roper, fresh 30. Cunningham just now getting into the front court. Roper looked good, but just a little bit too strong. Rebound taken down by Schutz. Had been the starter before Porter came back. Started her first game tonight. Cunningham guarded by Howard. Taking it right to Morris and left it short. Morris, the rebound. Shot clock is off.
It's amazing the comeback that Kentucky has had, and their leading freshman been unable to score at will tonight.
How about that? An 8-point lead without Howard scoring a field goal until, nope, not then. So Kentucky scored as many points in the third quarter as they did in the entire first half, and they held Missouri to only 7 points in the third.
Well, Kentucky going to receive those two pair of sweet tennis shoes being modeled by the former Lady Vols.
Coach Pingeton told us that she met Pat Summitt when the coach came actually to recruit Pingeton's sister. And Robin said she went out into the driveway and started putting up shots to try to impress Pat, and it didn't quite work. Pat still didn't recruit her.
Yeah, she was auditioning, but she said that Pat Summitt has had such an influence on her in watching Pat's actions with her program. She's read her books, just really been a student of Pat Summitt.
Sophie Cunningham getting the rebound. Cunningham had 3 threes in the first half, 11 points. Just 2 free throws in the third quarter in which her club was outscored 18-7. 13 of Kentucky's 18 points in that quarter scored by Taylor Murray.
Now with Ryan Howard out of the game, it's been Roper, McKinney, Taylor all have gotten time on Sophie Cunningham.
Some contact, no foul call, but a travel on Amber Smith, who is so far tonight having a very forgettable evening. Amber, no points, 0 for 3, with 6 turnovers. Smith usually solid as a rock, averaging 14 points and is their leading rebounder.
Missouri only has 2 double-digit scores, and that's Sophie Cunningham and Amber Smith. So if Smith's not scoring, the Missouri Tigers are in trouble.
That's why one reason why they have only 28 points. Very low score for both coming into the fourth. Roper got the shot up. Sierra Porter coming up with the rebound. Missouri trying to beat Kentucky for the 3rd straight time overall, but the first time ever in Lexington. Porter looking for some help. Aldridge comes. Shot clock at 8. Chavis, who was a 3-point shooter, got fouled shooting the 3. Taylor Murray making one of her few mistakes here in the second half. It was 3 on Taylor, first of this half. And Jordan Chavis, who heads to the line, 3/4 of all shots she takes from the floor are 3s. She's a 71% free throw shooter.
She started the season in the starting lineup, but that shot wasn't falling consistently. And that's why Robin Pinchon made the change, first trying to find some more offense, then ended up with Roundtree in the starting lineup to really balance out and get more defense on the floor.
Haley Troop coming in for Amber Smith, who sits down for the Tigers. Troop, a redshirt freshman who originally signed with South Carolina and then came to Missouri. Chavis hits 2 out of 3.
And now Troop can get open. She can flat out shoot the basketball.
Howard stuck on that 1 point tonight. Wyatt drove on Porter, and they called a foul on him. It's 2 on Sierra. Matthew Mitchell talking about Ryan Howard, his freshman, having an off night.
That was an amazing offensive board. You wanted to make it, give yourself some grace right here and go back and keep playing. You played like a beast in that quarter. Just keep going. Don't get tied up in the scoring of your shots. Keep playing defense, keep rebounding. We all know the shots are going to go. That was a great 3. You got this, all right? You got it. Come on.
Ryan Howard is such a great kid that Matthew Mitchell is just doing everything he can to get confidence back into his superstar freshman.
Yeah, we had a chance to visit with her, and you're right about her body language too, Carolyn. She just doesn't look like Ryan Howard out there.
Well, you got to remember, she did not play in the LSU game, so getting out of a rhythm and getting back into a rhythm for a freshman can be tough.
Ball taken away, this time by Wyatt. Howard did not play against LSU. Concussion protocol. Wyatt buries a 3. And a double-digit lead for the Cats. Kentucky trying to vault ahead of Missouri in a crowded field in the SEC. Bunch of teams with 2 losses going into play tonight.
Sophie Cunningham's got to get a touch.
She does. Morris got in the way and is called for the foul. There's 2 on Macy. Second team foul sends Cunningham to the free throw line. First half, Sophie 11 points, 3 of 6 from 3. She was 4 of 9 overall, so Sophie has only taken 1 shot from the floor in this half.
I would expect that in this fourth quarter, she's going to get more shots. They've got to go to, Missouri has to go to Sophie Cunningham.
Hits them both.
And if they can get anything from Amber Smith, would help them get back in this ball game.
So far they have gotten 0 from Smith, who is in the game. Number 23 for Mizzou. Howard left open. You knew it was just a matter of time. Ryan's first field goal. And the fans at Memorial are having a good night after a really shaky start. 3 answer for Troop. Let's lead back to 8 with 6:07 left to go.
Okay. So far, now I don't know, with my phone, because it's a 6. I haven't upgraded to the 10.
That's
I don't know if
adorable.
I'm up to speed.
But it's a close game. A very unexpectedly close game between Tennessee and Notre Dame in Knoxville. Kentucky has seen way too much of Taylor Murray in this half. 15 points in the second half for Taylor.
Well, right now, Missouri trying to have Aldridge guard Murray. Missouri may want to think about putting Roundtree back in the game just for a little bit of defensive pressure to try to contain Murray.
She's certainly someone who is at least as quick as Taylor. How about Missouri has only taken 7 field goals? They've taken 7 shots, now 8 in this half. That's the way to get back into it, and they have the shooters to do it. Aldridge's second 3 of the game. Missouri took 6 shots in the third quarter, and that was only their second of this one. Murray can't get it. Good box out by Smith to keep Wyatt off the board.
Nobody has Cunningham.
She wanted the ball, got the ball, and got it knocked out of bounds. Missouri basketball with 23 seconds to shoot. Aldridge inbounds. Cunningham set a screen and then blew by the defense.
Missouri has to continue to make Sophie Cunningham the option. If she gets touches, she's going to either score or find some openings for the rest of her team.
So the lead down to a very manageable 5 points. So a timeout is taken by Kentucky.
Missouri's defense collapses in. Then you have the ability to kick the ball out. You've got Macy Morris, who's a shooter. Tatiana Wyatt has hit a 3. Ryan Howard finally saw the ball go through the basket. Missouri has got to make sure that they then, when they get on offense, take care of the ball, because they've been giving up points off turnovers.
How about Macy Morris only having 4 points tonight? So Morris with 4, Howard with 4, 8 points between those 2 players, and they're still winning. Aldridge got behind everybody and then got it blocked because she hesitated. Murray and Morris, who are best friends. Taylor left it. Here's Sophie's outlet. Aldridge, 3-point shot, passed up and then taken and missed by Troop.
And Troop's got to understand, I got All-American coming down next to me in that trail spot. I got to give her the ball.
Morris now working against Aldridge. And there's a foul out on the perimeter on Chavis. Her first. Just a second against Missouri. Kentucky also with 2. Wyatt the shot off, and then is able to score over Cunningham.
Sophie Cunningham has got to get a touch.
She will. She's open. Had it rim out. Smith and Wyatt got tangled up. And Amber Smith picks up her third.
Watch Amber Smith go after the ball. It almost looked like Tatiana Wyatt had Amber Smith, with her hooked, with her arm up around her head.
It looked like it should have gone the other way, but instead it's Smith's third personal. Still went after Wyatt and blocked her shot, even with the 3 fouls. Aldridge has a chance for a wide open 3. Back rims it. We talked about Missouri coming in, leading the SEC in conference games in both field goal and three-point percentage, and they are well below their season averages in this game.
Now all Kentucky has to do is manage the clock. They don't have to take a shot too early in the shot clock. Clock's on their side.
Now the shot clock. And they're going to get, with 3 seconds left on the shot clock, a foul on Missouri's Jordan Chavis. Levy comes back in for Chavis. Kira Levy has not taken a shot tonight. Coming off a 12-point effort at South Carolina where she hit everything she put up. Murray saw a path to the basket, and then hustled to get the follow. Taylor Murray has been spectacular in the second half. Timeout, Tigers. Taylor Murray.
Her first step, she's been able to take Audrey down the stretch.
Look at that, Carolyn. 11 turnovers, turning into 15 Kentucky points in the second half. I would say that 40 minutes of dread that Coach Mitchell said is in its infancy might be a toddler right now. It's growing up tonight.
I think they might be walking. But a lot has to be said about this senior point guard, Taylor Murray. She really has taken over and taken charge when Ryan Howard hadn't shot the ball well, nor has Macy Morris.
Taylor is a very quiet kid. I think in 4 years I might have heard her say 4 words. But boy, does she speak loudly on the court. Morris, with the shot clock expiring, but with the clock about to hit a minute. Kentucky is in control. Murray fouled Troop in the open court. It's her 4th personal. Just the 3rd team foul. Roundtree goes in for Amber Smith. Amber unable to score on this, her brother Alex's 19th birthday.
She was so excited that she was leaving shoot-around to go call and wish her brother happy birthday.
Levy throws it up and draws the foul. Kiki McKinney's 4th.
And Missouri's out of timeouts. So now it's just going to be a gut check. Free throws, you've got to try to get a still score going after the ball. If you don't get it right away, you've got to foul. Put Kentucky to the free throw line and try to extend the game.
Levy missed the first one. Got that one. So Levy's first point of the game. By the way, she's going to sing the national anthem when Missouri plays Vanderbilt on February 10th, and Missouri and Kentucky among 5 teams with 2 losses heading into play today. And again, you want to be in that top 4 to get the double bye in the SEC tournament.
Absolutely, to not have to play on Wednesday and Thursday. But Missouri's got to foul right away. Yeah, they've got to foul and try to put Kentucky at the free throw line.
Levy tried to do it right away and had to get her on the second swipe, but this is the bonus now, and you don't want Taylor Murray on the line.
90%.
The best free throw shooter in the SEC. One of the best in the entire US of A.
Missouri needs to take the ball out and get down the floor quickly. A quick offense. You don't have a lot of time with a lot of extra passes. You've got to push, take the first available shot, make or miss. Kentucky takes it out, but Kentucky's got two timeouts. So if Missouri scores, they can call timeout and advance it again.
21 for Murray. That is 2 off her season high, which she had against North Carolina back in November. Levy, back rims it. Sophie fouled McKinney, going for the rebound. That is 4 on Cunningham. Cunningham, the only Tiger in double figures with 17 points tonight, 5 rebounds. And now Kiki McKinney.
Well, Matthew Mitchell has to be pleased with the defensive intensity at shoot-around. It was like a full-blown practice. He told us when he came out, this is not a walkthrough. Their shoot-arounds are not slow-paced, take it easy. They're all full out. They were getting up and down. They even had what they call a bubble on top of the basket, so that when the offense that they were going against was shooting the ball, there would be a rebound to have, and then working on getting the ball down the floor in transition.
Ryan Howard gets the rebound, and Kentucky is 41 seconds away from winning their 17th game of the year. And one of the concerns for Robin Pingeton coming into this game tonight was to limit Missouri's live ball turnovers, and we showed you that turnovers have really crushed them here in the second half, and Missouri has taken advantage of them.
Well, and some of them were turnovers, and then some of them were steals. Murray has 4 steals on the night by herself.
Elle Brown, number 12, comes in for the first time for Missouri. Cunningham gets it back. Roundtree. Missouri cold in the second half. Morris finally gets tied up. Possession arrow, Missouri.
So again, Missouri too many passes. They've got to get the first quick open shot they can get.
They've gone almost 5 minutes without a field goal. And they're going to lose this game. Howard with another rebound, and that'll do it. Kentucky scored 18 points, their lowest scoring first half of the season, and then Taylor Murray came out on fire in the third quarter, and Matthew Mitchell's team